somebody order soup?
Oh, starving. Great.
This is my specialty.
Oh, you made this yourself, did you?
Of course. I told you, everything I brought you, I made myself.
Uh-huh.
The shooting of this show in Puerto Rico, we shot in San Juan for Miami, and the cast became incredibly close. And the storylines of family and love and romance and humor all sort of lent themselves to all of us becoming incredibly close. And I think that it really shows on camera. And I think the storyline of whether or not this glamorous celebrity and her world can collide with the life of a baker in a typical Cuban-American family that has a bakery in Miami will really come to a head in this kind of Notting Hill-esque finale of The Baker and the Beauty.
So now let's touch on the character that you play in the show. You are playing Lewis in The Baker and the Beauty. What have you enjoyed the most about being able to play this character in this series?
Well, Lewis, everybody calls him mean just because he's kind of hard on Daniel and isn't so in favor of this, what he calls a dalliance between Noah and Daniel. But I think what we've come to learn about Lewis, who's so fun because he's so unedited and he will say whatever's on his mind, and that's such a fun thing to play. But I think he's been hiding a real fear of intimacy in his own life, and that really comes out in the finale. And his discovering as he faces his own mortality with his cancer diagnosis, he starts to realize what's really important and what he's been running from. And that changes, I think, the way in which he approaches the romance that could happen between Noah and Daniel. So that has been very satisfying to play.
Well, maybe while you're on your little hiatus, you can focus on other kinds of intimacy.
It's funny you say that. These past few weeks, I've been thinking about how time flies.
What do you hope is next for the series, and where do you like to see the direction of your character Lewis go if there is a new season, which I hope there is, right?
I hope there is too. Yeah, we're very excited about the potential of doing a season 2. I'd love to see whichever way this story ends, and it really is a kind of Notting Hill, right to the finished kind of finale that we'll see in the finale. I'm hoping that next season, the relationship between the glamorous life of Noah Hamilton and this sort of normal life of this Cuban-American baker family continues to navigate, and that they merge a lot more, so we get to play a lot of scenes one inside the other one's world. I think that would be really fun.
I know a lot of people, they always ask me, especially when these season finals come up, what's going to happen to the show? Is the show going to return? I'm like, my guess is just as good as yours, but I really hope that this does get a second season.
We are hoping. We're hoping for a second season. We'll probably know more in a couple of weeks. And then how we all go ahead and shoot those things is still a big mystery, but we're all very optimistic.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like this happen in our country before. But how are you holding up and staying well and being safe during this time? What are some of the things that you've been doing to try to keep yourself occupied? Because
I've been sheltered in with my family. I've got a husband of 25 years, and I've got 2 kids, a 15-year-old and a 12-year-old. So that's challenging. Homeschooling is challenging. But I've been, in the theme of Baker and the Beauty, I've been doing a lot of baking, and we've been. Having facial nights, and so we've been taking care of our at-home beauty and baking bread. That's what we've been doing.
Dan, I want to come over for the baking part, okay? Just, I can't bake. I'll burn the house down. My house would burn down if I tried to bake.
I do a lesson. On my Instagram, if you follow me on Instagram, I do a whole Baker and the Beauty lesson on how to make bread. So check it out, and you won't burn down the house.
All right, I'll try to do it, and maybe I recently just joined the Tick and Talk and Time Bomb, Dan, the TikTok thing, so Lord help me. But speaking about baking, all that fun stuff, Dan, what have you learned that you can and cannot bake? And what has your husband had to have helped you bake?
Oh yeah, no, I've had some huge catastrophes, and I've luckily had the time to throw things in the trash and start all over again. So, and I'm gluten-free, so every time I try to bake something for the family, I try a version of it gluten-free. And it doesn't always turn out. So I'm still working on it. It's a work in progress, just like Lewis's character.
Yeah, that's right.